What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this, except for the creators of the Madden 23 ratings for the overalls, because they are just so bad. And I don't understand how you get paid to watch the games and see which players are actually really damn good and continue to screw this up as best you can. Talking to Madden here. Okay. I want to get into these ratings. I'm going to go through some of these positions in their overalls, and I'm going to point out the flaws in these lists. And in the comments, I want you guys to point out the flaws that you see, or if you disagree with some of the ones that if I say one guy's better than another, if you disagree with that, put it in the comments who you think is better, whatnot. But I want to roast Madden for these ratings because it is atrocious. And we're going to start off hot with the receivers because there is a very big issue in receivers. All right. So let's get into it. Before I get into it, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But here we go. So starting off strong, look at these top 10 receivers. And we'll go through this right now. Devonte Adams being a 99. That's cool. I'm fine with that. Cooper Kupp being a 98. Cool. He had a great season last year, Triple Crown, whatever. Tyreek Hill being a 97. And I guess this is a video game, so I guess his speed and everything would put him there. But personally, he had way too many drops that led to interceptions last year. So I would not have him at 3. DeAndre Hopkins is going to miss the first 6 games of this year. He missed a good chunk of last season. I don't know. 4, fine. Stefan Diggs being a 95 at the number 5 spot. Yeah. All right. But Justin Jefferson being 6th. This is, in my opinion, the second best receiver in football. That's what I think. Justin Jefferson is right after Devonte Adams. And I think there's a very good argument you can put him ahead of him. Okay. I'm not going to get into that argument, but being 6 is a joke. Okay. Mike Evans being number 7 at a 92. That's fine. Terry McLaurin being a 91. I mean, he's a very talented player. I think he just needs the quarterback, but I mean, number 8, whatever. Keenan Allen being a 91, rated number 9. I think that's fine. Amari Cooper being number 10 at rated 90. All right. So if you're looking at this list, which guy is missing? I'll give you like 3 seconds to try and figure out which guy is missing that was in the freaking Super Bowl and was probably the best offensive player on his team. JAMARR CHASE. How is he not on the top 10 wide receivers list? Like, if you don't have him at, 4, 3, 2, or 1 or something like that, fine, but not even top 10. This is what you're telling me is that in a video game, when JAMARR CHASE is one of the fastest, most elusive players in the freaking league, you would rather have Amari Cooper. I'm a Charger fan. You would rather have Keenan Allen? No, you wouldn't. Terry McLaurin? No, you wouldn't. Mike Evans is a consistent 1,000 yards, but I'm still taking JAMARR CHASE. Justin Jefferson is my favorite player for receivers in the entire league. So, and I think he's 1 or 2. I'm taking Chase over Diggs. I'm taking him over Hopkins. I'm sure as hell taking him over Tyreek Hill. And then, there's a great argument against Cooper Kupp because he did have a great season last year. So not even being top 10. Come on. We can literally just look at this meme that Madden 23 actually retweeted. They gave him an 87 ranking, apparently, for JAMARR CHASE. Most receiving yards by a rookie in the regular season. Okay. Most receiving yards by a rookie in the playoffs. Most receiving yards in a single game by a rookie. Most receiving yards by a Bengals player ever. First rookie with 100 plus receiving yards postseason. Rookie of the year, and he doesn't even make top 10. That's a joke. Let's keep it going with the receiving thing here. So now we got the top 10 tight ends. And tight ends is a little bit harder because it's really top heavy. So number 1 being Travis Kelce. I agree. That is the best tight end in the league. Has been for 5, 6, 7 years now. George Kittle being number 2. Injuries and stuff like that have played a role in his. I don't think the gap from Kittle to Andrews is 4 overall points. I think it's like 1 or 2. So if Kittle is a 97, I think Andrews should be like a 95 or a 96. Waller is a stud. He should be at least a 93 or a 94. Hawkinson's pretty solid. I don't really have an issue too much with the I do have an issue now I'm really looking at it. But TJ Hawkinson being 5, he's a solid tight end. I like it. Kyle Pitts as an 87, I think that's actually perfect for him. I like that for him. Gesicki being ahead of Dallas Goedert's a joke. Yes, it's only 1 rating point, but that's not even close. Like, Goddard is a better blocker. In my opinion, he's a better catcher, better route runner. I don't know. He's just better all around. Zach Ertz literally helped train Dallas Goedert, being number 9 at 84 overall. I think that's kind of fair. Hunter Henry being number 10 at 84. Sure. I think if you're going to put somebody that's not on this list, I think it's a little bit of a joke, is Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz of the Cowboys is an excellent tight end, touchdown monster. he should be probably in the top 8. I think he's better than Gesicki. I don't understand the Gesicki hype as much. Maybe Dolphins fans can explain that one to me, but like Schultz, you can make an argument to take him over Henry or it's Goddard and Gesicki. I think the other guys you would take ahead of him, but that's not that bad. So him not even being on the list when he could be as high as 7, that's sad in my opinion. That's just bad. So tight ends, not horrible, but I mean, come on, there's still a few huge errors here that I don't even know how you get to them. So yeah, tight ends better than the receivers. They didn't leave JAMARR Chase, a top 5 in my opinion receiver off the list. So let's get into edge rushers now. Okay. So Myles Garrett being in the 99 club, I think that's fair. He's an awesome defensive end, like one of the best in the entire league. Completely fine with me. The thing is, I don't think there's a 3 overall gap between him and TJ Watt. If Myles is a 99, TJ's a 98, in my opinion. Nick Bosa is awesome. 94, I think that's fair. Maybe a 95. Von Miller being as high as he is, I know he had a pretty good playoff run, but I don't know. I don't think he's a 92 anymore. I think he's more in the high 80s. I mean, he's not the same game breaker that he used to be. Khalil Mack is better than him, in my opinion. Joey Bosa being a 91's a travesty. I think he should be a 93 or 94. Cameron Jordan at 91 is pretty good. DeMarcus Lawrence, I'm going to check his stats, but I don't remember a single highlight from him in the past 3 years. So last season, DeMarcus only played 7 games. Obviously, he got hurt. He only had 3 sacks in the 7 games. So if he were to play a full season, he's looking at like maybe 6 or 7 sacks. That's not impressive. Year before that, we had a solid 6.5. Year before that, we had 5. So, I mean, he really hasn't really been good in 3 years. So him being a 90, Chandler Jones last season had like 5 sacks in 1 game. Rashawn Gary as an 89 is fine, but DeMarcus Lawrence is maybe like an 84 at this point. It's all name value. So being on the list is a little bit of a joke. And I've said that a couple times, but I mean, come on, just look at, like, we're basing these guys off of what they've done, it looks like, and he hasn't done anything recently. So how are you top 10? I don't know if they have Chase Young as like a outside linebacker or something like that, and he's not the same position as these edge rushers, but Chase Young would easily be on this list. So don't understand how he didn't make it. I know he missed pretty much all of last season, but after his rookie season was insane. So if we're doing this thing where like they had a great year one time, like DeMarcus Lawrence did, but Chase Young doesn't make the list, that doesn't make any sense. They're in the same freaking division. And like, where's Max Crosby of the Raiders? I don't know if I'm just interpreting position wrong here, but he should be on the list. He was a monster last season. There was oh my God. He's a Bengal. He had like a sack in like every game. Trey Hendrickson. That's who I was trying to freaking think of. He's a monster. Should have been on the list. Not DeMarcus Lawrence. Think you can argue to be putting some guys higher overalls. They're just bad overall. So I don't know. The edge rushers is not as bad because I think that they did hit the top 3 correctly. Then I don't think Von Miller is 4th. I think I'd rather have Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa over him. Maybe even Cameron Jordan. Yeah. So now linebackers was one that was fun for me because right off the rip, it was bad. Like Fred Warner as the number 1 guy, there is an argument for it. Only being a 94, though, there's not an argument for that. He should be like a 96. Okay. There's a certain guy that is not in the top. You're going to see, I'm going to talk about him. How Darius Leonard is not in the top 1 or 2 is like how the man might be the best linebacker in the entire league. He literally like leads the league in tackles every year, has a ton of interceptions, ton of forced fumbles. Like he's a playmaker. Like that is, in my opinion, I like Darius Leonard as the best linebacker in football. Fred Warner, I think there is a very good argument for him. So I'm not going to get too deep into that. But Leonard is 1 or 2. Those 2 are interchangeable. I guess you can go. Demario Davis has a 93. Sure. He's damn good for the Saints. Levante David is very, very good. So having him at a 92 overall is fine. But I think Leonard should have been like a 95 or a 96, and Warner should have been right around there too. Bobby Wagner, it's a lot of name value and IQ for him at this point. He has, athletically taken a step back. 91 overall. You can maybe a 90. Roquan Smith, underrated. I think he should be higher. I think he should be a 92 or above. He's a monster. And then Micah freaking Parsons as an 88 overall. Are you kidding me? The guy was probably like one of the 3 or 4 best defenders in football last year, and you have him at 7th at his position, or at top 10 linebackers at his overall position. How is he 7th at an 88? I know he was a rookie, but like if JAMARR Chase doesn't even make the list and Micah Parsons is an 88, like you just got right there. You just got to start over. Whoever was in charge of this should have been fired. If you would have shown, I would have done this for free and done a better job. Chargers and Eagles are my two favorite teams, right? So I'm eliminating all bias with Micah Parsons as an 88. That is sad. He's a 93 or above. He's a monster. Eric Kendricks, you can argue he should be like a 90 or a 92. Devondre Campbell had a big year last year. So I think him being an 87 is pretty solid. Devin White, 85. I think could be an 86 or an 87 as well. There's probably other guys you can think of. I think the Seahawks had another guy next to Bobby Wagner last year. What was his name? I think his name is Jordan Brooks. He had like over 100 tackles last year. I think he could definitely be on this list too. So I think there's an argument for him. I didn't want to, a lot of these underrated guys don't get credit in these things, and it's just stupid to me. So trying to show some love here, but it's also like we got to critique the hell out of this because this is just broken. So another one that was absolutely piss poor and broken again. Top 10 running backs overall. Derrick Henry at a 97. Sure, not going to argue against him being a 97, but I don't think he's the best running back in football anymore. That guy is Jonathan Taylor, in my opinion. Him being fourth is sad. Yes, it's only a 2 overall difference, which, I think you can maybe make an argument against it, but I think Taylor should have been like a 97. Nick Chubb being a 96, I think that's perfect. I like his rating. Christian McCaffrey is rolling straight off of name value at this point because he has barely played in 2 years. I'm going to say this. Austin Eckler is what you think Christian McCaffrey is in terms of the versatility and the talent. There is not an 8 overall difference between those two. That might be a hot take for some, but if you've watched Austin Eckler play, he's in that level. I think he had 20 touchdowns last year. Come on. So Jonathan Taylor being fourth, that's a joke, I should say. Dallin Cook being fifth at a 94. I like it. I think he would be higher if he managed to play full seasons. He's always misses a couple games. Joe Mixon being a 93. I think that's about right. I think that's fair. Alvin Kamara being a 90. No, I'm sorry. Not how that works. He's a 93 or a 94. I would personally take Kamara over Mixon and Cook because he is a hell of a lot more durable, a better pass catcher than both. And while both of them are really good at pass catching, don't want to throw that out. But Alvin Kamara is a true, elite 3-down running back. Aaron Jones at an 89. I don't think that's fair to him. I think he's a 90. I think Eckler's in the 94, 93, 95 range. So him being that low is a joke. Ezekiel Elliott's carries, or not his carries, his yards per carry have been jumping off a cliff for the past 5 years. So an 88. I don't know. Let's think of some running backs that we'd rather have ahead of him. I don't see Najee Harris on the list. And he is a tank and a monster who breaks a ton of tackles and was playing behind a horrible line and still put up effective numbers. Okay. So I definitely taking Najee Harris over Ezekiel Elliott. He's not even on the list. Don't even know how that makes sense. If we're talking pure talent here, Kareem Hunt is better than Ezekiel Elliott, I think, at this point in their careers. So him being below Zeke doesn't make any sense. I don't know if you can make the argument for Javonte Williams yet, but I think he's awesome. So I'm just throwing his name out there. Would you rather have him or Zeke right now, or in Madden especially? One runs people over, the other one is banged up and has been declining in his career. There is no Saquon on this list. I don't know about Saquon. I think he's been playing behind one of the worst offenses in the league for quite some time. I think talent-wise, he's up in these overalls, but he just, injuries and stuff like that. I can see why he's not on the top 10, but I think talent-wise, he is top 10. David Montgomery is a monster. I'd rather have him than Ezekiel Elliott. Leonard Fournette, even though he showed up to camp 40 pounds overweight, I'd rather have him than Zeke at this point. Those are about the names that I think you can argue over Zeke. And I think I just put off 5 or 6 names. So that alone tells you that it's bad. The fact that Christian McCaffrey is a 96 when he hasn't basically played that much since 2020. Jonathan Taylor being fourth, that's an absolute joke. He's 1 or 2. Come on. The guy was literally the best player on a team that was right next to the playoffs. So Jonathan Taylor, that's who I think the best running back in the league is. I already said that once, but being fourth is bad. Now, if we're gonna keep doing the thing with the name value, and that's why these guys have an overall as high as they are. Derwin James not being number 1. I am a Charger fan, so there's probably bias running into this. But if you have watched Derwin James play, that is the best safety in football. Can cover, can tackle, can blitz, literally can do everything, and he is a leader on top of it all. Tyra Matthew has been declining a little bit as his career has gone on. I think he's more in the 89 to 90 overall range. I think Derwin James is in the 96 to 97 range. He's a monster. Tyra Matthew he's really getting this nod off of his name value. He's a good player. I'm not taking that away from him, but he's not better than Derwin James. I don't think he's better than Kevin Byard at this point. Byard was awesome last year. And I don't think he's better than Justin Simmons. Justin Simmons gets no love, and he is one of the best safeties in football. So being number 6 is sad. I think Simmons is top 3 or 4. Okay. So I think Derwin should have been 1. Buda's cool at number 3 with a 92. I think you can maybe knock him a couple points higher. Same with Simmons. Byard's the same way. I think those guys could all be in the 94 range. But Micah Hyde, 91. I don't know. I have a bad taste in my mouth after the Tyreek Hill explosion in the 13 seconds by the Chiefs with the Bills safeties. Like, they're both good, but it's just when you let that happen, I don't know. I'm being nitpicky, I think, with those two. But Jesse Bates being a 90, sure. Harrison Smith being a 90, maybe like an 88. Jamal Adams, he's kind of been a little bit of a joke in the last couple of years just because of, getting traded and stuff and what he got traded for. I don't know, a 90 maybe, but when you don't, your list is automatically wrong for me when you don't have Derwin James number 1. That's the best safety in football. I don't even know if they've done corners yet. I haven't gone that far to look through this, but if they've done corners and like Jalen Ramsey's not number 1 or 2, oh my God, I'll lose my mind. So that is my breakdown of the absolutely atrocious Madden ratings for running backs, receivers, tight ends, linebackers, and safeties. I don't know if they're going to do corners. I think they did tackles, and I thought tackles actually looked pretty good. But outside of that, quarterbacks, I don't know if they did that yet either. But those are the ones that popped up recently, and they're creating a ton of buzz, and they're so bad. So bad. Let me know what you think of these rankings. If you agree with what I was saying, if you have like a different opinion on positions and overalls and ratings, what you think. I think we can all collectively agree that these lists were absolutely trash and horrible, and that they probably could have let us do it for free and we would have done a better job. So anyway, oh my God, how do you not have Derwin James number 1? How do you not have Jonathan Taylor in the top 2? How is Micah Parsons in 88? I'm blue. I don't know. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. I am done here. Peace.